Hello, I'm Dr. Cinema. I analyze and diagnose movies and explain them to you. Now, I want to talk about on this Dr. Cinema's Diagnosis the TV show Netflix Marvel's Iron Fist. He has a TV show going stepping a little way, but I think it's still important to address what exactly went wrong with the show. What's that, Nurse Quachi? You think Iron Fist is just as good as the other shows, and I'm a punk ass bitch for saying otherwise? Well, screw you, Nurse Quachi. Sorry about that, he's kind of sensitive. But it is important to look at exactly what went wrong with that show. Now, first, I want to address the things that were not actually wrong. Starting with main person that played Danny Rand. Now, a lot of people saying that Danny Rand should have gone to an Asian character for a more diverse cast, and they're even going as far as saying like it was whitewashing. Well, the thing about whitewashing is that it's taking a character that was originally non-Caucasian, usually like black or Asian, and then casting them as a white person. Now, Danny Rand, when he was first introduced in the comic world, he was white. He has and always has been white. So there's really no accusations for whitewashing here. But people still say it should have been an Asian actor. But Danny Rand still being a white character actually adds and helps the show because the origin of the show is very much similar to the comics, where Danny Rand's in an airplane with his parents as a 10-year-old, a 10, 15-year-old, and crashes in the Himalaya area, and two monks bring him into the heavenly city. And a lot of the people that populated the city were of Asian descent or pretty much non-Caucasian, and they've lived and born there forever. And not only are they bringing in someone that was not born inside the city into the world, but he was also physically very, very different, making him an outsider almost instantly. And the hatred towards Danny Rand after he got the power of the Iron Fist was fueled more by the fact that he was so different, so not actually a part of them. And that actually really adds more depth to the show. It's sort of like a parallel to colonization periods where whites invaded other native tribes and such, and when white people want to try to assimilate themselves into native culture but are always seen as outsiders. So I actually think that helps the show, so that's not really a problem. Another problem people seem to have is like with the action, the fight scenes, not as entertaining and big as like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, or Luke Cage. Well, Dan Rand's a different type of fighter. He's a martial artist. He he thinks tactically and strategically, and tries to fight as quickly as possible, getting to the weak points faster. And I didn't really have any problem with the actual action scenes. So that's really not a problem from my point of view. So why did it fail though? Why? Because it didn't bring anything new. When the first Daredevil season came out, it was the first of its kind. It pretty much most of it was new. I mean, we got Matt Murdock with like his Catholic beliefs, but he's still trying to like fight criminals, find the best way to protect Hell's Kitchen. It was very morally engaging and such, and they take it up more notches by introducing the Punisher in the second season. Again, engaging more in the morality of should we kill criminals or should we just like incarcerate them? And it was just substance substantially it brought topics of conversation to the audience and it kept them engaging. With Jessica Jones, it was not like the typical origin. In fact, we only get her origin like a couple in like 2 or 3 short flashbacks during the first season, and it's really more about her like recovering from emotional, mental, and physical rape from her villain. It's not really starting from the beginning, but from after a certain traumatic event, and it was a very unique take on sort of like the superhero origin thing. And same thing for Luke Cage. It was a mainly black cast. It has certain like positive outlook on it, unlike the Daredevil and Jessica Jones shows, it was much more positive and a lot more, sort of a little more lighthearted even sometimes. It was like a refreshing take on it. With Iron Fist, it didn't bring anything new. I mean, we got the guy come back home after a long time being gone. That's not really anything new. We've got the girl ally that they didn't click at first, then they did. Then he finds out she's with this evil group. It's tropes and cliches we've seen in shows and movies plenty of times before, and doesn't really put any new twist or doesn't bring anything engaging or worthy of discussion to the show. It's just a standard, average show, sitcom like even sometimes. I'm not saying it was like boring. There were certainly parts in the first season that were actually pretty cool to watch, but it didn't delve and delve into anything. It didn't bring anything new to the table. It was just sort of there. I mean, I'm still glad I watched it. It's not a genuinely bad film. It's just average, bland. It's just it didn't stand out. And that's where Netflix Marvel's Iron Fist show failed, at least for the first season. Hopefully they pick something up for the second season, gives a new twist on it, or just make it stand out instead of just playing the bland, regular superhero or really show. But we always have the Defenders to look forward to. And that is my diagnosis of why the real reason Iron Fist failed. So, like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.